Hello everyone, my name is Tim and welcome to my humble shop, which is in the back of my garage. The dog is expressing her displeasure over here over my shoulder, barking at the world. Anyway, what I'm working on here today is a Pioneer SX-950 receiver. Received it in working condition. I've got a few previous videos that detail the condition of it. It was fully functioning, a little bit noisy in the switches. It's an old receiver. Has been rebuilt the cabinet on it, and now I'm working on recapping and swapping out all the problematic transistors, and then I'll be doing a light kit on it as well. So I just started, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll take a few videos of myself doing the work. And what I'll do is I'll actually do it in time lapse for the board. So I've only done one component so far, and that was a 0.22 microfarad capacitor on the protection board. And so I swapped that out, and what I'm doing is taking pictures of the boards before, and then I'll take a picture, a still picture of them after, so that I can compare them, make sure that I've also got all the polarities correct. I'm double checking everything, but sometimes things get by, and of course making sure all the transistors are oriented the correct way, EBC and vice versa, and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so I've cleaned up the boards. Seemed like there's a little bit of nicotine on the boards. Cleaned it up, a bunch of yellow gunk, and now they've come up pretty clean. And I'm going to do them one board at a time, and do a sound check, and then carry on with the next board. So I'm starting with the protection circuit board. I've already, like I say, actually I've done two components, because I also did a diode between pin 9 and pin 11. With the cathode on the 11 side and 9 is the anode side. That's prevent electricity feeding back and burning out a certain transistor that's problematic, and that transistor will be changed out as well. So, but like I say, everything was fully functioning, but it's time that we swapped them out. I've already measured the one component, and it's way out of tolerance. So I think it's about time this was done. And yeah, so we'll stitch this all together with some time lapse in between. I'll do some commentary as I progress through each board, and then I'll stitch it all together as one big long video. So word of warning, I get all kinds of comments that I get overly winded, and but there is a fast forward button on the video, or slider, and you can jump through it to the portions that you might be concerned with. And there is some other videos on YouTube as well that go through the 850, which is pretty much the same thing. And yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, go through my comment section, and I'll try to answer. I don't propose to or profess to be, I guess, an expert, but done a couple of them, a couple of rebuilds, and this is probably my most ambitious yet, so we'll see how we muddle through this one. So thank you for watching. All right, that completes the board. So I've changed out those two caps, that cap, those two caps. I've changed out that transistor. That's the original. I changed out that transistor and both those and both those. And I've added the diode here, L4007, LN or L4007, can't remember. Or sorry, 1N4007. You can also put in a 4004 in there. I have both, so I went with the 07. And everything seems to be good. And so I've got it plugged in down here by my little puppy there. She's safe. So the power switch is off. You got to understand the receiver's upside down right now because this is the underside of the receiver. So I've got it plugged in and I powered on. You can see lights. Should be able to see lights in the back, but they're actually in behind, so you can't. And you can hear the actual protection relay. Now it comes on pretty quick, so it should be less than 5 seconds, and it's almost instant. So turn off, then there's a pause before the protection kicks off. There, you can hear it, and then you turn it back on. Give it a second just to settle. You can hear how quick the relay kicks in. So what I'm going to do is put sound to it and make sure everything's sounding good, and then we can call this one a wrap. So there you have the AWM062 protection board, and that's the board that we're talking right there. And it is off right now, so just wanted to make sure. So yeah, looking good, and we'll do some sound and just make sure everything's working, and play it for 5 or 10 minutes and make sure that it's normalized and settled and works good. So we'll be proceeding on with another set of videos once I get into another board. Probably do the phono board next, so we'll see. Alright, since my last video I did a little bit of off-camera work. What I did was I plugged it in real quick and turned the power on, and immediately the protection circuit kicked in, or the relay kicked in, so I knew something was wrong because it's supposed to be about 4 or 5 seconds, or under 5 seconds before the relay kicks in to smooth everything out. So I took a hard look at my board here, and what I figured out was, and I thought, you know, I went through my little tester here, and I was pretty sure I had all the transistor emitter, collector, base things figured out. In fact, one set is actually reversed over one of the set of transistors. So I picked that one up, and then it was this KS512 KSC 2690 AYS transistor, which is this one right here. Thought I had it correct, and sure enough, I went back through it, and the product sheet on it showed that I had it backwards on the emitter and the collector. So anyway, I quickly turned that around and plugged it back in, and lo and behold, this is what we get. So here's the power up. Pause, 2, 3. Relay kicks in under 5 seconds, and then I can turn up the volume. The switch is a little dirty here, but we'll get to that. I don't want to trip off any alerts here on YouTube, but and again, clicks off right away. So yeah, board number one, which is the protection circuit board for the relay, which is located right here, is now complete and operating correctly. So on to the next board, which will probably be the AFW or AWF 011 EQ amp assembly. otherwise known as the phono board. And we'll do that one next, and then work our way slowly through all of the major boards. Flat amp board, power supply board, output board, and tone assembly board. There's some other boards. Yeah, there's a switch assembly board down there, and we'll do those all in kind of an order. I'll probably do the power supply board the last, because that's the one that requires to do the bias tuning and all that stuff. So yeah, happy with the outcome of that first board, and we'll carry on with the next. I thought I would do a quick follow-up here on the protection circuit board. What I wanted to point out was the fact that yes, I pulled out all the old capacitors, I put in new ones, but before I put the new ones on, I measured them, make sure that they're within tolerance, and they all were. The other part is I measure up the ones that are coming off the board, and I noted that quite a few of the capacitors that I pulled out were quite elevated in their values, and quite honestly out of the 10-20% sort of tolerance range. So I think it's a good thing that I'm going through this whole thing and swapping out all the capacitors, because I think this thing at I don't know, it's 40 plus years old, is sort of at the end of its life with regards to the electrolytic capacitors. So there is value in doing this, even though I had a working unit. The sound was quite poor, and of course, you know, it's dirty switches, and the boards were all filthy. So so it's part of the cleanup, and you know, just know that lots of dirt and grime and dust on the boards can actually create short circuits and issues on a circuit board. So with the swap out, I'm completely cleaning all the boards off with appropriate cleaners, mostly isopropyl alcohol, and yeah, I think this is going to make it a lot better when it's done. So thanks for watching.